Okay, we've all been there, right? You're so excited for a trip, but you're also dreading the thought of actually getting all your stuff there. Well, today, we're diving into a service that could completely change how you travel, shipping your luggage ahead of you. Let's find out if it's the game-changing upgrade you've been looking for. I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. What's the one thing that just drives you crazy? The security line? The tiny seats? For a lot of people, the real headache starts way before you even get to the gate. It's all about the bags. It's like an obstacle course we all have to run. First, you've got that check-in line that feels like it's a mile long. Then, bam, surprise fees because your bag is just a tiny bit too heavy. And even if you survive all that, you get to play the waiting game at the baggage carousel, just crossing your fingers that your suitcase actually made it. And that fear, it's not just in your head. The Department of Transportation reports that U.S. airlines mishandle a jaw-dropping 400,000 bags every single year. That is a massive number. But what does mishandled really mean? It's not just about your bags accidentally ending up in a different state. Mishandled is the official catch-all term for any luggage that's late, completely lost, busted up in transit, or even has stuff stolen from it. So yeah, that 400,000 number covers a whole lot of travel nightmares. So let's just imagine for a second. What if you could just sidestep that whole ordeal? The long lines, the unexpected fees, the waiting around, the worry. What if you could just show up at the airport with your carry-on and waltz right through? And this, my friends, is where luggage shipping comes into the picture. It's a service designed to take all those big airport hassles and just make them disappear. It's a fundamentally smarter way to get your stuff from point A to point B. The whole idea is beautifully simple. Instead of dragging everything to the airport, you ship it directly to where you're going. We're talking about your suitcases, sure, but also all that bulky sports gear like golf clubs or skis. You just send it on ahead, and it's waiting for you at your hotel, your cruise ship, wherever you're headed. So you're probably wondering, okay, how does this actually work? Is it complicated? Nope. The entire system is built to be a super simple door-to-door process. It really just boils down to 3 easy steps. First, you schedule a pickup from wherever is most convenient for you, your house, your office, you name it. Second, the service takes care of the rest, sending your things with trusted carriers. And third, the best part, you show up at your destination and bam, your bags are already there. No stress. And you've got options, which is great. If you're a planner, the standard domestic delivery takes about 3 to 6 business days. But if you're in a bit of a rush, you can get it there in 3 days, 2 days, or even overnight. For international travel, it takes a little longer, but the idea is the same. There's a plan for pretty much any schedule. All right, so what's the real payoff here? What do you actually get out of this? It really comes down to 3 huge things. You save time, you save money, and you save yourself a ton of stress. Let's look at those benefits. First up, time and stress. By shipping your bags, you literally get to just walk past all the airport chaos. You get to avoid those soul-crushing check-in lines, you completely skip the baggage claim carousel, and you can just breeze right to your gate. We're talking about saving, on average, 2 hours at the airport. That's 2 more hours of your actual vacation. And what about the money? Let's use a real-world example. Golf clubs. If you try to check those with a U.S. airline, it can easily cost you $100 or even more. But if you ship those exact same clubs using a ground service, it can be under $50. That's a massive difference, especially for anything big or heavy. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Listen to this from a guy named Andrew Weber. He says, quote, his golf clubs always get delivered ahead of his arrival, that he's hooked on the service and you can't beat their price. That's the kind of real-world feedback that makes you realize this is a legit game changer for a lot of people. So at this point, you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but is this service really for someone like me? Well, you might be surprised by just how many different kinds of travelers are using this. I mean, you've got the obvious ones, of course, athletes, golfers, skiers with all their big equipment. But it's also perfect for cruise passengers who don't want to haul bags onto a ship, or senior citizens who want to travel lighter. Even families sending their kids off to summer camp, college students moving into a dorm, people who own a second home. The list just keeps going. It's incredibly handy. When you boil it all down, what every single one of these travelers is getting is the exact same thing. Total, absolute travel convenience, from their front door straight to their destination. It's all about making the journey simpler, so you can actually focus on enjoying where you're going. So, just picture your next trip. You arrive feeling relaxed, you walk right out of the airport, and you know your bags are already there waiting for you. All the annoying logistics? Handled. The only question left is, where will you go next?